In this video, we're going to be talking about how you can use your smartphone to shoot great videos.
Waiting for perfection never got anything done. You just have to start.
3, 2. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is, what camera should I use to shoot my videos? Or what camera should I live stream with? All these sort of things. There's always questions about the cameras that we should use. Now, if you have a lot of money, there's a lot of cameras that you can choose from. But sometimes all the options out there can really get confusing, and we end up getting what's called analysis paralysis, which means basically we don't want to make the wrong decision and we don't want to misspend our money, so we just don't do anything, and time marches on and we never accomplish anything. If you're going to accomplish anything, you're going to have to start. And the best way to start is to grab what you have at your disposal and hit record. Now, most of us have a cell phone. We've been using these things for many years now. And basically, if you have one that's 5, 6 years old, chances are you've got a really good camera. Now, there are a few things that you need to consider when using your smartphone. For one thing, you need to try to treat it as a camera, just like you would any other camera. Which means that if you're gonna be shooting professional video and you were using a real camera, you wouldn't be turning that camera sideways and like holding it out here and holding it sideways and shooting vertical and doing all that weird stuff like we kind of automatically do when we're shooting selfies or videoing with our smartphone. If you're going to be using your smartphone, treat it like a regular camera. Shoot it horizontal. Now, why do we shoot horizontal? Because most people are used to watching professional video horizontally. They watch it on their screens at home, they watch it on their computer, they watch it on their laptop. Now, I understand that about 80% of the people do consume a lot of video on these phones. You can shoot vertically, but you really limit yourself when you do that. Number one, just in the scope of what's around you. If I were shooting this vertically, you'd be seeing me, my shoulders, and that's about it. You would have very little context of what's going on just right here behind me. So when you're shooting professional video, I say always shoot horizontally. You can always crop it later for square or vertical. One of the first things you need to do is make sure that you're in an area that's well lit, whether you're using expensive video lights or not. An easy thing to do is to use a window as your primary light source. The light that comes in our windows is like pure daylight. It's wonderful. It's clean, it's crisp, it's very, very appealing. And actually, just regular daylight is used a lot on television and in movies. When I talk about using the light outside, this is what I'm talking about. See, I'm using these windows right here that are casting a natural light on me, and it looks nice and clear. So you can use a window as your primary light source. It's important though that you're standing in front of the window with the window shining on you, as opposed to having the window behind you, because your camera could try to expose for what's going on outside and leave you in shadow, and that's not going to be helpful to anybody. So see, by simply moving in front of a window, I was able to get some good even lighting on myself. Okay, now that we've got our lighting taken care of, it's important to make sure that our camera is steady. Holding it out here like this is going to introduce shake. There's no way around it. It's going to be shaky and it's not going to look professional. So you're going to want to use a tripod. This one is light, it's aluminum, it goes up about 50 to 60 inches. Plenty high for shooting the average person, and it only costs about 15 bucks. This one's smaller, doesn't go as high. Perfect for being used on a table. The legs do come out, so if you were sitting in a chair and you wanted to have it in front of you, it works fine. Whichever one you use, the most important thing is to make sure that your camera is still and not moving and not shaking. Let's get our phone on here. Can't. You're gonna need a clip. You're familiar with selfie clips. These things come on the end of selfie sticks. You can buy these individually. They cost about $5, $7. So what you wanna do is screw this onto your tripod, and then you can clip your phone into it. There, now I've got my clip on here, and I can actually put my phone, just like that, in here, and now my phone is stable. So if I'm shooting it with the front-facing camera, I've got it right here in front of me, nice and steady. Now, looking good on camera is not going to do anybody any good if the sound is bad. So step number 2 is to make sure you have good audio. Now, the microphones that are built into our cell phones are actually really good. They're really good when you're up close, which kind of makes for a bad video because, you know, your eye is like really huge here. The sound is kind of weird because I'm using the microphone that's built onto the camera here. So if I were to get back and be standing back here, which I would actually never really do, you're going to be hearing all kinds of echo and it's just not going to sound good. Now as I get closer to the camera, it sounds a lot better, but if I'm up here talking to you like this, it sounds clear, but it's just not that great looking. And you just heard that motorcycle drive by. So what you really need is an external microphone of some kind. I really suggest that you get a lavalier. This is a clip-on mic that clips onto your shirt. Now all you need to do is plug it into the earphone/microphone jack that's on your Android phone. Or if you're using an iPhone that doesn't have a jack, you'll need to use the Lightning to 3.5mm adapter that you can buy. I've got links to all that below, by the way. Now the one thing that I don't like about this microphone is that it only has like a 3-foot cord. It's really short. So I really suggest you get this. This is just an extension cord. You plug the microphone into that, and then this end goes into your phone. And then that gives you 20 feet of extra cable that you can use to put yourself anywhere you need to in relation to your camera and hide the cord down through your clothing appropriately. Now let me show you the difference between the built-in mic on my Samsung phone and the lapel mic. So one thing we can do is we can use a lapel mic, which is designed to fit into your phone and work with your phone. And you clip it on, run the cord down through your shirt, and then plug it into your phone. Okay, now I've got the lapel mic connected, and the audio sounds a lot clearer because it is literally just a few inches from my mouth. That's the benefit of having a lapel mic. So when you have the mindset that this is going to be an actual camera and you're going to treat it like an actual camera, and with about $50 to $70 worth of accessories, you can actually get some really good quality video from the thing that you've been carrying around all this time. And you can go ahead and get your video produced without breaking any budget. And when it comes to actually recording the video, the camera apps on our phones are pretty good. I really recommend though that you get an app called Filmic Pro. Filmic is an app designed for people that want to take professional video and use their phones. And what it lets you do is control your camera settings manually, like the exposure and the shutter speed and the quality level, and whether you want to shoot, 720p or HD or 4K or whatever. You can control all of that through Filmic Pro, and you can really get some great quality. And on some of the latest phones, you can actually unlock a lot of the cinematic features and get really good video. Now, if you want to learn how to set up and use Filmic Pro, you can click on one of these videos here. And in the other video, I'm going to show you how we can take this basic setup, kick it up a notch, and get even better quality and have much more control over our picture.